So when people first start learning about AI, one of the first stumbling blocks they run into is a misconception around the difference between machine learning and generative AI. These terms get used interchangeably quite a bit, but they are actually different. And understanding the difference between them is key to understanding what makes more sense in your particular application. Hey there, I'm Christopher Sandoval. I'm a developer relations advocate here at FlowFuse. Today we're going to dive into exactly that, the difference between machine learning and generative AI. So machine learning is a very broad category. It's exactly what it says on the tin. It's taking a machine and having it look at a set of data or a set of patterns to discern and learn things from that information. For instance, you can take all of your production data and push those into machine learning systems to specifically make predictions or classifications or even pull out some sort of repeated pattern of downtime net time. The key takeaway from machine learning is that it's a very, very broad domain of computer intelligence. It encompasses a wide range of sciences and theoretical applications. Generative AI, on the other hand, is actually a more specific sub-branch of machine learning. Generative AI uses what it's learned from the observation of those patterns and of the dataset to generate new content. Now, notably, it can generate new content that is about old content. So you can feed all of your data into a machine learning solution and use that to get some sort of predictive analytics. But then you can use generative AI to make a schedule based on that, to tie in people who are at work and compare their schedules and make sure that there are people actually on site who can do the work that the predictive systems tell you needs to be done. A good way to think about it is like this. Traditional machine learning is often about deciding, sorting, or predicting, whereas generative AI is more about creating. A machine learning system might tell you whether a photo contains a dog. A generative AI system can make you a brand new image of a dog. And both systems rely on learned patterns, but they're used for very different outcomes. One is really focused down on identifying and forecasting, whereas the other is focused on generating something new or taking something existing and remixing it into another format. Now, this matters because when businesses hear AI, they often think about one thing. And in the era of ChatGPT, that's usually what businesses think about first. But machine learning and generative AI serve very different purposes, and especially in industrial data, those use cases can often be very, very different. For instance, if you're using your machine learning to detect fraud, or to forecast machine maintenance, or even to classify customer support tickets, you may not need any generative solution at all. You're just doing analytics and classification. On the other hand, if your goal is drafting emails, summarizing documents, or maybe actually sending out first-line customer support responses that are customized to the content that's been sent, well then generative AI actually is the right solution. So understanding the difference between these technologies is really key to not only understanding what you're applying the solution to, but what the solution you're actually applying is. Machine learning is a huge umbrella term, and generative AI is specifically a branch underneath it. The great news here is that FlowFuse offers you both the ability to interact with general machine learning as well as generative AI. Because FlowFuse has over 5,000 community developed nodes, in addition to the certified nodes that we've released for interacting with AI in computer vision and machine learning systems, you're sure to find a node that allows you to interact with the system that you want to interact with. You can do computer vision, machine learning, local LLMs, pretty much anything you can imagine can be done in FlowFuse. And the best part about this is that you get full visibility. You're not just sending your data into a black box solution and hoping that it does what you've asked it to do. You get full control over every step of the data process, as well as the machine learning and generative process that's being applied to the data that you've generated. We hope you liked this video. If you did, please consider giving it a like, comment, or subscribe. And if you'd like to learn about more topics just like this one, check the link in the description below and register your interest to take part in FlowFuse Academy. And if this piqued your interest in FlowFuse, head on over to flowfuse.com to start your free 14-day trial. This has been Christopher Sandoval. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.